In the ever changing world of digital fame, few figures grab our attention like Mr. Beast, a giant in the online universe. Recently, Mr. Beast has found himself at the center of a massive scandal, one that might make even the most notorious celebrity dramas look small. But instead of addressing the issue head on, Mr. Beast seems to be carrying on as if nothing has happened. This approach isn't just a personal quirk, it's a classic Hollywood tactic for handling controversy. If you don't acknowledge it, it didn't happen. Let's dive into why Mr. Beast hasn't apologized and why I don't see him apologizing or taking accountability anytime soon. The main reason is his choice to ignore the scandal. Instead of confronting it, he's focusing on producing content and letting his team handle the fallout. This involves managing social media, countering critics, deleting YouTube comments, and shifting public attention somewhere else. The goal is to let the scandal fade into the background noise of the internet. This tactic is nothing new, it's straight out of Hollywood's playbook. Celebrities have long used the strategy of ignoring scandals and keeping their careers on track. The idea is simple: if you don't acknowledge it, it might just disappear. By flooding the internet with new content, Mr. Beast aims to drown out the criticism. He's creating a space where the scandal seems irrelevant, hoping his audience will be too absorbed in his latest videos to remember the drama. Another important factor is Mr. Beast's primary audience: kids. This explains why his strategy might be working. Young viewers are usually more focused on the fun and excitement of the content rather than the surrounding drama. They see Mr. Beast as a source of entertainment. For many of them, the scandal is just background noise, if they notice it at all. Parents who decide what their kids watch might not be paying much attention to the details of the controversy, or they might not even know that there is any controversy to be worried about. They trust that the content is safe and appropriate, so they might not dig into the scandal. As a result, Mr. Beast's fan base remains loyal and relatively unaffected by the drama. This creates a protective shield around him, allowing him to keep working with minimal immediate backlash from his core audience, which again is kids. Additionally, Mr. Beast's industry connections offer him further protection. In Hollywood, relationships can make or break a career. Mr. Beast's network likely helps manage the media's narrative, keeping the focus on his new projects rather than his past controversies. Mr. Beast's influence extends beyond his connections. His massive online presence and his huge brand mean any attempt to cancel him would face strong resistance. I mean, look at what happened with Rosanna when she initially came out and called him unfair. The backlash she got was insane. His supporters aren't just fans, they're loyal followers who see him as a role model or a major source of entertainment. For them, Mr. Beast's success overshadows the scandal. The nature of online controversies also plays a role. The digital world moves quickly, with new stories and scandals emerging all the time. In this fast paced environment, even big controversies can fade if they're not highlighted. I mean, look at what happened with Cody Ko. We all have moved on from him and now on to Mr. Beast. By continuing to produce engaging content, Mr. Beast can overshadow the scandal with fresh material. This is another way he uses his influence to control the narrative. We might argue that Mr. Beast's approach is unethical, especially considering his young audience. The lack of an apology could be seen as a failure to take responsibility and a disregard for those affected by his actions. Yet, from a strategic viewpoint, this approach works. It allows him to keep his career on track and his fan base engaged, despite the controversy. There's also a psychological element at play. By sticking to his regular programming and avoiding any mention of the scandal, Mr. Beast subtly shifts the focus back to his content. This plays on the audience's desire for normalcy, encouraging them to return to the familiar and enjoyable videos they originally loved. Mr. Beast's strategy of ignoring the scandal and continuing with business as usual is a textbook example of managing a public relations crisis in the digital age. By employing classic Hollywood denial tactics, he keeps the scandal at bay, maintains his influence, and engages with his young audience. However, people like us still are questioning his ethics, work practices, and the impact of his actions. So, will Mr. Beast ever step forward and personally acknowledge and apologize to those he has hurt? including his young viewers who might be affected by his actions and the people he is involved with or works with? Well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because his strategy to not acknowledge anything personally has been working. I mean, look at the views he's still getting. And that's it for this video, guys. If you stay till the end, I really appreciate you watching. What are your thoughts about this whole situation? Share it with me in the comments down below, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.